This is Lenny Boyer, the lawyer live. And as I record this, it's April 18th, 2021. And I'm here to tell you that the pandemic is still with us and very much so. And irrespective of your politics, there are some facts you need to face. There will never be a pre pandemic normal again, no matter how many vaccines and shots we find. Right now, we have to survive 2021. But there are a lot of people that are thriving right now, and you can be one of them. You just have to change the way you think. The biggest obstacle to your success in life is that space between your two ears. And I'm not saying this to insult you. I'm saying this because I want to give you a wake up call. But before I give you my wake up call and a reality check, I need to give you some information. So let's take care of some housekeeping. First of all, this video is supposed to be entertaining and provide information so that when you see an attorney for a consultation, which is the only place you can get legal advice, you'll have some ideas and suggestions that you can talk about with the attorney before you act on your own. Now, also, I want you to bear in mind that there's a subscribe button on the right hand side of the screen, and there's also a bell icon. I want you to click on both so that you are made aware of all future videos that I make. And if you're watching and you think of topics or questions that I haven't answered, leave me a comment and I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as possible and answer your comments. Right now, we have a unique opportunity. The pandemic has forced most people, more so than in the history of mankind, certainly in modern history, to adapt to new technology in a way that never happened before. The adaptation of Zoom and other video conferencing software has happened in record time. People that never thought of using a computer now have become experts on Zoom, except for that poor guy that was a little confused when you might have heard the story. There was a gentleman who was an attorney in court, and either his kids played with the Zoom video conferencing software or he made a mistake, but whatever. He came across as a cat. Can you imagine having a meeting and appearing in front of a judge as a cat? Neither can I. But I'm not here to give you stories about embarrassing situations. What I am here to tell you is your destiny and your financial future is in your own hands if you choose to take it. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad and the Cash Flow Quadrant, famously said that a job is just an acronym for just over broke. And there haven't been any good jobs, with rare exceptions, probably since the 50s or 60s. But that doesn't have to be your situation. You have an alternative. Right now, you're probably addicted. That's right, you're probably addicted. And let me explain why I think you're addicted. And you're not addicted to the right thing either. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful of Shark Tank fame, recently told everybody what the benefit of a salary and why employers pay salaries to people. What Kevin O'Leary said loosely is salary is a drug that you're given by an employer to give up your dreams. When you were a child, you had dreams, you had wonders. You you looked at the world with a place where there are endless possibilities. Maybe you looked up into the stars at night. Maybe you dreamed of having your own business. But somehow life got in the way and your dreams died. But now is the best time to bring them back to life. The billionaires and the elite 1% have done very well during this pandemic. Now is the time for you to do well. The way to do well is through entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is someone who sees things that other people do not. The entrepreneur finds out the problems that other people have, helps them with their fears, and takes away, gives them a method or a solution to what they fear most. You can become that entrepreneur based on your knowledge and experience, but you're not going to be an overnight sensation. You're not going to get rich quick, but if you work hard and you put in the time, you'll learn about a lot of things that will make your life a whole lot better. As a 10-year-old kid working in a gas station, well, actually, I didn't work in a gas station. I watched other people work in a gas station. I worked in a gas station later when I was 14, but it became very obvious to me it was much better to own the company than work for the company. The employees at that time were being paid a couple of bucks, maybe $3 an hour. Maybe the mechanic was making 5 or 6 an hour, but the average pump jockey was making anywhere from $2 to $3 an hour. Now, granted, premium gasoline at that time was 39 cents a gallon, and a lot of things have changed since then. But I've never wanted to work for a company. Never. I worked for companies in the past only so I could learn enough things through experience because school never taught me how to be an entrepreneur. School taught me a way of thinking to conform to the masses. It didn't encourage individuality. When I went to law school taught me how to think like a lawyer. I didn't know, when I got out of law school, I didn't know a thing about legal marketing. I didn't know a thing about running a law firm. I didn't know about how to market a law firm. These are kind of important things if you want to survive. You can't just put out a shingle and say, I'm an attorney, come and see me, I'll take care of you. That's not the way of the world. And this is not true just of law school. This is true of any school or any profession. Very few professions prepare you to do anything, professional schools rather, as well as trade schools. Very few, if any, ever prepare you to be anything other than an employee. The billionaires, the multimillionaires, with rare exceptions, did not get there by being employees. They got there through hard work. They saw problems and they saw people in pain and in fear, and they found ways to eliminate those pains and fears. And a famous person once said, if you give enough people what they want, you'll get what you want. Now, I'm here to tell you that if you take the proper precautions and steps and accept the proper guidance and you're teachable and coachable, then you may be successful as an entrepreneur. Nobody can guarantee success as an entrepreneur, but you owe it to yourself to look into it. At the law firm of Boyer Coffee, LLC, and at countless other firms throughout the country, we show people how to create the right corporate structures, corporate entities rather. A corporate entity is a way to protect yourself from personal liability for things that may have happened in your business. Not every form of corporate entity is going to help you, but that's a subject that's beyond the scope of this video. In fact, you might see it in one of my other videos about corporate structures, corporate entities rather. Now, I want you to bear in mind that when you start a business, you have to do several things. This is not an all inclusive list. If you want me to send you a detailed list of what you need to start a business and protect yourself properly, leave me a comment below or get in touch with me, and I'll be happy to send you one. But setting up the right corporate entity is just the first step in making yourself an entrepreneur. The second step is protecting the property you create. It's protecting your intellectual property. Whether you create courses, whether you do photography, whether you start a bake shop, whether you start an e-commerce platform, whether you become a YouTuber or a podcaster or some other creative person, you need to have your intellectual property protected. So look for future videos so you can learn more. And once again, leave me questions that you feel this video hasn't answered so I can answer them in future videos. And please feel free to call my law firm or your coffee and ask us your questions about entrepreneurship. And you can find out about our upcoming book about how to set up and protect yourself if you want to be an entrepreneur or have your own business. This is Lenny Boyer, the lawyer, coming to you live from Clifton. Be sure to be here next Sunday when we record and make available another video on the law and how it can help you. Thank you.